Hey there folks, SpaceKev here. Not too long ago I reviewed a CD by a band called Faithsedge. Modern day arena metal, power chords with attitude, big harmony vocals. Well, I got the chance to talk with Giancarlo, the lead singer of Faithsedge, via Skype, and this is what he had to say.
This is Giancarlo Floridia from Faithsedge, and this is Black Wind Metal. Turn it up to 11. And I made a deal with my mom. I'm like, I want to be a rock star. We were in Las Vegas, and it was at the Santa Fe Hotel. She goes, I'll make you a deal. If I hit a jackpot on a 5-cent slot machine or something, or blackjack, or whatever, I'll get you and your brother guitars. She hit it that night and was like, it must have been meant to be. So, yep, Santa Fe Hotel is what started my career. Pawn shops, yep, we went. We had 2 guitars. My brother had one and I had one. One was a Harmony red copy Stratocaster. And the other one was so junky, I don't even remember. And you know what? They overcharged us, man. Started right out of high school getting into the industry. My first run in the industry was just really bad. I didn't want to be in the industry anymore. And I just wasn't ready. You have to be mentally ready, you know, and I moved out of California just to get out of here. I was just kind of done. I was spent. I didn't like the way it went. And during that period, I became a huge fan of Fabrizio's production work with his stuff with Tony Harnell from TNT, Starbreaker album. Just floored by the work and his bass playing. I knew I had to come back to California to work with him. I mean, I just set it in my mind. I'm sitting in the middle of Ohio, listening to this, I'm going like, I want to go back home. I'm going to bug him and see if he'll work with me. So I came back. I had 5 songs that I did with Juan Crocier from Rat. The stuff I did have at least gave me a door to show Fabrizio that, hey, this guy's serious. What I did was, when MySpace was still, people were actually on it. I sent him an email on there. We met up in LA. And we kind of came up with a game plan. And then from then on out, I mean, it was cool. It was just, he put the guys together for me. Somehow the people he chose, the chemistry was just phenomenal. It works. Fabrizio's the godfather. Alex is actually the pope of lead guitar.
Okay.
Faithsedge obviously is a guitar-driven vocal thing. It's about the big leads, the hooks in the song, you know, the pounding bass and drums. It's about what I always felt great hard rock and American metal should be. The name Faithsedge, the way it came about was I was demoing some ideas, and my best friend who passed away, who I wrote the song Hold On about, and, you know, World Keeps Falling Down, he inspired that. So a lot of the stuff on the record is about him. He heard, I think the track was Somewhere in Your Heart. I was working on the guitars, and he was just like, man, you got to come up with a really good name for this project because this is going to be something special. So I said, well, okay, we got anything in mind? And he said, well, why don't you name it after one of your kids? You know, it means something to you, might as well do it. So I'm like, Chris something? That ain't going to work. And so I thought the name Faith, I can do Faith something. But I wanted it to be kind of progressive sounding too. And I wanted to fit the music sound. So I said, give me a day and I'll call you back. I said, Faithsedge. She's like, that's it. And everybody's liked it since.
I do have a question about lyrics, though.
Yes.
Have you sought therapy? It's a lot of...
That's what the album is. It's a counselor. I knew in order to write the best songs possible, I had to really dig deep. And I wanted to be able to say to myself in 20 years, hey, at least I wrote from the heart, because you hear certain songs and they really get you by the heart. I wanted to do the same thing. So I went into avenues I didn't want to go into to write the record to get the best song possible. The good and bad news about doing an 80s style record is people have assumptions that the writing is like always about a girl, or always about the power ballad on there, Hold On. They assume it's about a girl automatically. It's about my best friend who actually passed. Or even if you're not around, is actually about my dad. But as far as counseling's concerned, yeah, I've been around some crazy people, okay?
Okay.
In the industry. Oh, if you only knew half. Not the current people I'm working with, but my past. It set basis to write these songs, and I'm going to build stories on them.
Enzo from Scarlet Records was visiting, and he was at Fabrizio's studio. I mean, we had just finished the album. We had submitted it to a few people, maybe a couple labels, and they jumped right on it. I mean, they were just like, and I was shocked, because if you've seen their roster, there's some heavy bands on there. That's the thing I like about the record. They took the record as is. I mean, I wrote it, and they accepted it as it was. I had all the creative freedom I want. There's no regrets on the record. It was, and they haven't said anything. I mean, they're happy. Yeah, they haven't said anything yet. When I was 18, I didn't sing properly. I'd sing a lot in my falsetto, and I'd sing for 2 hours, and my voice would sound like this after a show. I met Joe Lynn Turner a few months ago. I went to his concert with my friend, and so we're hanging out, first time meeting him. So I'm like, I got to ask him, because, you know, in 30 years, I want to be able to belt it. And I go, hey, man, what's your secret? What's your secret? And he kind of looks around, and he gets my shoulder, goes, hey, just act like you're taking a shit. Like that. And I go, Joe, you know you said it. And I was in shock. And then he goes, yeah, just act, you know, right here, all in this area, just act like you're taking a shit. You gotta love Joe Lynn Turner. It was a great first impression. Heard of Liberty and Justice? It's like a Christian project. I'm on a song with Mark Kendall. So we're recording it, and I went over to Fob's studio to track it. And Fob looks at me and he goes, Giancarlo, just do what Joe Lynn Turner told you to do. And you know what? Joe Lynn was right, and Fabrizio even knew that's the way you sing. So anybody, that's a secret right there. That's how you sing. Just sit on the toilet, get the mic, and freaking belt it. I'm not focusing on being much of a lead player. I'm more focused on singing and songwriting. So I just work on my timing and being solid. It's like, if you know you're good at something, focus on that. I know I'm better at doing that than being a lead player, so I focus a little bit more on that. I can't compete with Alex DeRosso, dude. That guy's a freaking monster. I hate on that guy. When I'm around him, I don't want to be around him. He makes me feel bad.
The time I met Alex was online.
Really?
I knew who he was. I was aware of his, you know, he was in Dawkins, so I was aware of who he was.
Is he in the Dawkins commercial with the chicken?
No.
And that's, you know which commercial?
He'll probably eat the chicken. He'd eat it if you put bacon on it. He loves bacon.
Well, what man doesn't?
He came out here from Italy.
Okay.
We hung out so much, and we became real good friends. I took him and a bunch of Italian people to Togo's. He was like, what should I get? And I go, you should get turkey and avocado. That's what I eat. I always eat that. And if you like bacon. He goes, wow, bacon. Dude, the guy was addicted to bacon. We'd go to eat every day. He'd have bacon on some. I'm like, dude, you're going to have a heart attack, like, while you're here. And so he sent me a big picture of a big bacon, like Italian. I guess the bacon is different in Italy, and he grills it, and, oh.
Thank you for taking your time out of your day and your late Sunday evening. You know, you could be watching, like, Ice Road Truckers now, instead you're talking rock and roll.
No problem, man.
I'd like to thank Giancarlo for taking time to talk with me about his band Faithsedge. Do yourself a favor, pick up their CD, scream along to it, well, sing along to it, and have yourself a really good time.